Welcome back to the podcast. It's the day after Christmas. It's December 26th, 2024. Merry Christmas, Scotty Scoop. How are you, dude? Welcome back. And how was your Christmas? What happened yesterday?
Christmas was great. Got all kinds of cool stuff. Got 12 Lord of the Rings books. So I've got some reading ahead of me.
Shocker.
Got myself a nice poppy chain here. A little nobody on the show knows my alias.
Yeah,
Only my Scotty Scoop. I'm Senior Poppy.
Senior
Senior
Poppy.
Poppy Valentine.
He comes out especially on vacation, but sometimes just in the middle of a day, a regular day.
Hey, here I am.
And we're keeping our promise to our fans and to ourselves that we try to get together at least a little bit over the holidays. I've been doing instant reactions to What If that's been dropping every day on Disney Plus, so I've been getting the word out on that one. And then Skeleton Crew is still dropping each week on Disney Plus. And then the other the DC show that's coming out right now is Creature Commandos weekly drops on HBO. So there's stuff happening, but it is the week of Christmas, so hopefully you had a good holiday, good Christmas, good Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. On my side, White Elephant at the mom's Christmas came home with an air fryer. Finally,
Paid off big time.
paid off.
You're gonna be having some crispy delights over there at the Carrogan house.
You were saying that it's life changing. You said it's life
Oh,
changing.
for sure.
It's
For sure. You keep that thing on the counter. Don't ever bother putting it away. You're going to use it, if not every day, every other day.
That's so funny.
Especially the one you got. It looked like it was multi-purpose.
Yeah, it's like a newer one. It's got like 20 different settings. I don't know any of them mean. Like in my head, I'm such an old man at this point that to me, the air fryer is just like the new microwave. And it's just like I got to figure it out. But from what I can tell so far, is it makes things faster, crispier. It's excellent for leftovers, frozen chicken or regular chicken.
Yeah.
Regular chicken.
Regular. You could cook anything in there.
See, like
The one we have is also an Instapot.
Carrie's already.
So
Oh, nice. She's looking up the recipes.
yeah.
So yeah, we're getting going. So I mean, that was like you said, that was bougie for like our white elephant. We don't typically have gifts that nice at our. It's like usually it's just kind of like whatever craps around the house. But my mom made the point at Thanksgiving to say like we had to bring it. So somebody definitely helped us out on the white elephant. So hopefully you guys had a good Christmas, good holiday. And me and Scotty wanted to get together and just talk about a couple things because you're not caught up on Creature Commandos, but you are caught up on Skeleton Crew and What If. So I thought, let's go ahead and start with What If Season 3, Episode 5 just dropped. I just want to talk about this one episode. What if the emergence destroyed the Earth? And I know you just finished this minutes ago. I also just finished it minutes ago. So we're coming off hot, but I'm just going to get out of the gate. Spoiler alert for the episode. We're going to get into the details and react to the storyline that they played out, which in this one, welcome back Mysterio
Yeah.
Quentin Beck that you'll recognize from Spider-Man Far From Home, the second Tom Holland's solo film. He's back, and what happened to this Earth? More Eternal stuff coming into the storyline again. I'm really excited to see just Eternals coming back into the fold. Tiamat, the celestial god that was in the heart of the Earth, it happened. It hatched.
Yeah.
And
Emerged.
it emerged, and Eternals were not around to stop it. And the Earth is like cracked into all these pieces. We get this desolate, we get kind of this ominous, the near future tagline at the beginning of the episode. And the Watchers, like we've seen this happen over and over. Riri Williams is one of the few heroes still alive. You'll remember Riri Williams as Ironheart that we met in Wakanda Forever. And here she is. They got the voice actor back for her, and she's playing the role, and she's one of the only heroes left in the game trying to defeat Mysterio, who's used his illusion tech. Plus, what was his like big goal in Spider-Man Far From Home? It was to get his hands on the Stark tech and like the glasses from Spider-Man that could control everything. He did it, like right, like
Got it.
since the world ended, he like saw the opportunity and he does it. He gets like the Iron Legion to work for him. They look like Ultron bots that he's just controlling. Plus, he has all of that drone illusion tech that like is just at full force. And what else does he get his hands on? White Vision.
Yeah.
Making a comeback from WandaVision. Like, oh, we haven't seen that White Vision since then. And this one, it's just like, White Vision, the body of the dead Vision after Infinity War, apparently, just in a Stark locker room somewhere. And he got his hands on it and takes full control of the White Vision as like kind of his right hand man on this one. I think I've covered kind of the hits on this one so far. What you go, Scotty? What am I missing? What were you seeing?
I don't remember. Did they say anything about like why the Eternals weren't there or how they failed?
Yeah,
I feel like
there was one line from the Watcher that was like the Eternals had not yet come together and never had the chance to come together. It was just like a different timeline where the emergence happened like thousands of years earlier or something, or just a
yeah.
little bit earlier,
Okay.
just a little bit earlier. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was like,
Right. Yeah. In the movie, they kind of came together just at the right time
yeah, it was
to
happening.
stop everything, and yeah, just a little short, I guess, on that one. Man, this one was good. I was excited to see so many reprisals of the actors in their roles. Sharon Carter, Valkyrie, Riri Williams. I don't know. I don't think they got Gyllenhaal for Mysterio.
That was my question. Was I don't think it was Gyllenhaal.
No. Um, man, this both fortunately and unfortunately, this story was better than Riri Williams' story in Wakanda Forever.
Oh,
This
sure.
was a way more interesting story than she had there.
Yeah, and they bring back that kind of the character that you met in that movie is this young Riri Williams that's like she's brilliant, genius, robotics. Like as you would think of a young, Tony Stark essentially, right? That's kind of where the inspiration kind of seems like it comes from. And she's in this one, and the Watcher's watching her close, and he's like, I've watched this happen over and over and over, and she always loses, even though she gets really close. And how does she get close? She does team up with Valkyrie. She teams up with Wong, the one of the sorcerers in the MCU. And who was the older Asian woman they were with? I wasn't really recognizing her off the cuff. But she was like, they had that core team with Valkyrie and Wong, and it was an older Asian woman that I was like, who is this from? I'm
Gonna be from what was the
like Shang-Chi or
yeah, the Shang-Chi, the
the Mystical
not
World.
his mom, but the aunt,
The lady that, like,
I do
ran the
believe.
place. She, like, ran the place
Yeah.
in the hidden world.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, so and then she ends up defeating the White Vision and using his armor to build her own ultra suit that gives her access to, like, the, you know, Quentin Beck network of the Iron Legion. It also allows her to see, like, where the illusions aren't. And then they take the fight to him, and I mean, we had a Reed Richards, like a name drop. They were like on the radios at the ship where they were all like headquartered, and like you hear on the radio, like Reed said, there's an incoming, and so apparently, I was like, oh man, I was like these what if so far have started to tease out like get ready for Captain America: Brave New World, like get ready for Thunderbolts, like these what ifs are kind of going one to one, and I'm like, are we gonna get like a flat out Fantastic Four like soon or like at least a cameo or something?
Yeah, I think by the end of this thing, we're gonna get some definite uh crazy predictions for the rest of the I guess you could say phase 6. Are we in phase 6?
I don't. Yeah, I'm losing count of the phases at this point. But the 2025 slate and 2026 slate, counting backwards from Avengers: Secret Wars and Avengers: Doomsday, and then all these movies we're gonna have. What ifs definitely, placing their bets and getting people excited and familiar with these characters that we should be seeing more of. So, what happens in the end? Riri does end up beating Quentin Beck by pretty much just overcoming the kind of battle between her having the vision suit, him kind of being able to control it. She controls it, kills him, and all because the Watcher intervened again. He like
Yeah.
instead of walking away and letting her lose, he kind of says like, "Fight, go for it, and
Not really so much of an intervention as like a pep talk, I guess you could
he's
say.
just coaching from the sidelines.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, what are you doing?
You got
Come
this.
on. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it."
And I guess what? We get other Watchers finally. First time we've had multiple Watchers on screen since the Stanley cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Just so since the I guess all the way up till now, it's only been Uatu, the
Uatu.
main watcher.
Yes. But they're like, hey, guess what? We're watching you now. Because this is the
Yeah.
second time you've intervened, and this will definitely be part of the big grand finale.
And it's funny. It's the one is like, oh, what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna watch.
Right,
That's
it's
what we
what
do.
we do. Even whenever it's another watcher, we just keep watching.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep watching. What That's who we are.
Yeah, I agree. Like this was epic. It was like grandiose. It was dystopian. It was like kind of dark and edgy. Familiar faces, but doing things a little different. I think putting the star at the forefront that they want you to remember and keep in mind. Like this is a bet. Like you're gonna see a lot more of Ironheart in the Ironheart series eventually. Riri Williams, and this was like her front and center show, along with a great ensemble of just like little Easter eggs and stuff. So I thought it was great.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna go ahead and call this character Vision Heart.
Vision Heart. Yeah, that was an epic suit. She looked insane.
Yeah, I thought that was an awesome twist to
Yes.
turn Vision into her suit.
Yes.
It looked great.
And
Power set, awesome.
it just becomes like her and Quentin Beck fighting over like that suit and that technology, and she became like a higher intelligence just by like connecting to that network. I thought that was a cool storyline. Like, what if you took like someone as smart as her or Iron Man and like kind of put them into this cyborg kind of like type of thing where you'd be even smarter but not so human anymore. That could be a cool storyline. I'm giving this one a
Yeah.
3.7 out of 4.0.
Yeah, that's a pretty great score. I would probably go around 3.5. I really enjoyed this one. Still probably not my favorite episode so far, but
Lay it on
really
us.
really great.
Lay it on us. What's your favorite so far?
My favorite episode would probably be yesterday's episode,
The
and that
Howard the
was the one with
Duck
Howard the Duck.
got hitched.
Yeah.
We did a instant
I thought
reaction on social, but
Man, I
I
thought that was great.
haven't talked.
So many drop-ins.
Oh my god.
Everybody, the whole galaxy's after him. You got Yondu, you got Loki.
Yeah.
Man,
Darcy giving
super
birth.
great episode.
Darcy giving birth
Yeah,
to an
you got
egg.
interspecies sex.
And the introduction of a new character. I forgot the name already, but like Leafly
Yeah,
or something like that. Like it's like a
I
Pokemon name.
forget. We'll say duckling. I don't know.
It's like little human with little white feathers, but like I mean,
Yeah,
you had the Doctor Strange bad guy, Calisius or whatever his name was,
yeah.
making a comeback.
Dormammu.
I mean, as the collector too. Like that was cool going to nowhere, and you're kind of like, wow, we've been to nowhere a lot. And they're like, yeah, we agreed. Let's switch out the collector.
Yeah,
You know? That's hilarious that was, of course, that was one of your favorites. That's the one that's getting so much flack, and I think it was awesome too. Like, was it for parents? Absolutely. Like, was there this like kind of parent storyline tucked in? Yeah, but guess what else it was? It was kind of like another Guardians of the Galaxy slash Thor Ragnarok film where you just get
yeah.
like all these different things and the Grand Master and
Dark elves. You got
Dark Elves. Yeah,
yeah,
that was awesome. Shield and the shapeshifters. What do you call them? The green guys. I'm having a brain
yeah, yeah,
fart.
yeah.
What are they called? They're scrolls. Come
Scrolls.
on,
Yeah,
scrolls.
scrolls.
This is a superhero podcast. We gotta get this.
I know.
I'm gonna edit
It's
out all that, and it'll be me going scrolls
scrolls.
like I knew it so quickly. How about? I mean, you saw the Voltron mech Ventures versus the Hulk. That was amazing.
That one was pretty good.
Oh my
Pretty
god,
crazy.
pretty fun. And then I did like the Thunderbolts teaser. Essentially, Bucky teams up with Red Guardian.
Oh yeah, that one was probably my second favorite episode
Are we missing
so
one?
far.
What was the other ones? Is that all of them? Or is there one more? Oh, I got the list right
No,
here.
I
A
think
little help from the
yeah.
direct. The second one. Duh.
Oh
What if
yeah,
Agatha
the
went to
Agatha
Hollywood?
went to Hollywood. That one was really good
It
too.
was amazing. Celestial Agatha, like versus Arishem, and like you got Kingo back, and
Yeah, Kingo, man, Kumail, so great. Like, please find a way, even if you don't bring back any of the other Eternals. Can we please have Kumail Nanjiani in this universe,
that
like for
was.
good?
Guess what? I think the answer is yes. Per this episode, that's exactly what they did. They left all the
Yeah,
Eternals off. You didn't bring back Jon Snow. You didn't bring back the other Stark boy. Like you brought back Kumail. Like me and Carrie were still laughing at like all his dancing and his moves
yeah, his one-liners, it's really good.
and Catherine Hahn. That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I'll take any opportunity I got to see some Catherine Hahn.
Okay, so that's your update on What If Season 3. The next one will drop tomorrow, December 27th, Episode 6. I don't like looking at the titles, but I'll do it since we're all here. What if
Yeah,
1872. I guess they're gonna do like
Okay.
another period piece like they did with the
Yeah.
Renaissance era.
Oh, here we go. With the first drop in of the Hood, who we will see in Ironheart.
Oh, nice. Okay, so this is
I'm uh
a bad
I'm
guy?
excited about that. Voiced by the actor Anthony Ramos. The Hood is probably one of my favorite villains, and I can't wait to talk about him in this episode and in Ironheart. I hope they do him justice.
Hell yeah. And I mean, it's like I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but you're gonna get another action star-studded cast on this one is what I'll say, with characters that have been mixed in the MCU from movies and TV shows. So we'll talk about that one. And then they're gonna do episode 7, What If the Watcher Disappeared? Episode 8, What If? We'll be talking about them. Hey squad, Logan here from Mostly Superheroes, wanting to talk to you today about some real life heroes. Team Jakey, headquartered here in St. Louis, Missouri. They're turning the tragedy of losing their beloved Jake Zeller into life-changing action. Not just by making a difference, but by saving lives. Team Jakey supports both the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and Provident Behavioral Health here in St. Louis. Join us at their annual Gentleman Jake Memorial Cornhole Tournament. It's more than just a game. It's a community coming together to lift each other up with some of the world's best prizes. If you're feeling down or know someone who is, Team Jakey's here with a message of hope. Reach out by calling 988. You can also visit www.afsp.org or text TALK to 741-741. You're not alone, and there's always a way forward. Someone's waiting for your call or text message. Search for Team Jakey on Facebook and learn more at www.mostlysuperheroes.com/give. Every bit helps, and together, we can make a difference. Okay, let's talk about Skeleton Crew. We're at Skeleton Crew with weekly drops on Disney Plus, a Star Wars TV show that's betting on what that feeling was when you discovered Star Wars as a kid and actually like making that into a TV show. These kids got their pirate ship. They're out in the galaxy. Their parents are trying to get them back. They teamed up with a Jude Law kind of force wielding bad guy that, like, to me at this point, full spoiler alert for like where we're at, episode 5 just dropped this week on Disney Plus, the week of Christmas. So just a midpoint check-in on the series, full spoiler alert. You know, to me, Jude Law was definitely that captain we met in the very first episode when they were like, he's like, this is where the treasure is, and they like are,
Yeah.
that had to be him, right? And then they locked him.
Oh, that was him 100%. You know, they captured him and threw him in the brig. You know, the you had the wolf guy who became captain, took over the captainship, and now he's chasing them all across the galaxy.
Yes,
That was for sure Jude Law.
so chasing him, he's on the run. Pirates are after him, but then they meet these young kids like on the pirate headquarters, like where the ship first took the kids in that episode, the second episode, I guess. And this is where we learn like, oh, this is the pirate hub. And the kids show up with their old Republic credits from their planet at Aten, which is where they're from. And every time they mention this to everyone around town, these people are like, oh, this is like a hidden treasure planet. And with a little help from one of Jude Law's uh, owl friends, the owl that could talk, and
Yeah.
she had like the coordinates of like every planet everywhere. It was like, okay, let's try to get you there. They end up finding a planet adjacent to At-Aten. It's called something else, but it looks just like At-Aten, except it's like in ruins.
Yeah, completely torn apart.
It's like, oh, they made a bunch of these versions of At-Aten. It's all these like old Republic planets that they like set up with like where they're like kind of Earth-like, right? Where it's just like keep control. They don't know about all the history. Old Republic credits work. And then in this latest episode, it all kind of comes to a head. They do find the coordinates of Aten inside the treasure of like this old pirate, right? That apparently is like the ship they've been on the whole time. This like legendary Blackbird-esque pirate. Jude Law's like, that's the ship we're on. This droid knows a lot more than he's ever said he did. He knew pretty much like everything and got them to where they needed to go. And then Jude Law reveals his colors. He's a bad guy. He gets the coordinates. He takes over control of the ship, threatens the little girl, and then the kids like escape at the last minute through like a trap door in that treasure room to where where are we going from here? That's where my brain is at with the show. What do you think I'm not saying, Scotty? What's your reaction to the show so far?
No, you got it. You got it. So far, I think this show is fantastic. Still getting some blowback online from everybody who didn't want to see the acolyte. I think this show is something completely different. Please give it a fair shake. So far, the star of this show for me, SM-33, the droid, the
Yeah.
pirate droid, man. Yeah, Nick Frost over there. What and this whole cast is just really good. I think there's great chemistry. The adventure is really falling in line. Some really funny stuff in this last episode where they're running from the security, top and bottom.
Oh yeah, at that like resort day spa place that like had
Yeah,
they had mud baths. That
the
place, it looked insanely good.
yeah, everything looks great. They had that giant creature down in the spa that ended up helping them out.
Yep.
That looked amazing.
Yeah. I mean, this is Stranger Things has come to Star Wars, and it's like it's even not as scary. Like you could watch this with like young
No,
kids.
it's not scary at all.
You could,
This is for kids.
it's
This
for
is made for kids.
but I mean, the kid in me, I guess, is loving it because it's like
Absolutely.
it's also like bringing you back to like I don't know what's around the corner in Star Wars. Like Star Wars, I don't know what is going to be on the other side of this door. Like I don't, and it's brought back the mystery of like not only do you not need to know anything, you might not know anything. Like even if you've been reading the original stories and you're a diehard like Clone Wars fan, I don't even know if this stuff is served. Like, that's what they always toe the line on. Can we serve those diehard fans and create something new for like someone like me that's like not as deep in it? And like I'm being served. I wonder if like like Danny Patron of the world,
Yeah.
like are they like getting served up like some little like pirate nods and stuff? I just don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait to see when this series wraps up and get Dan on here
Yeah,
and get his thoughts. I'm really curious if it's his typical complaint where
it's just
get
kids,
these kids off my Star Wars,
right?
or
Or
if this is
can it do it?
doing it for him.
Yeah, can it do it? This cast is awesome. I'm a big fan of Fern, the girl, Ryan, Kira, Armstrong. You got Robbie Cabot Conyers playing Wim, hilarious. Uh, Kiriana Crater playing KB, and then Robert Timothy Smith playing Neil, the elephant-looking character,
Yeah.
who is just cute. And Carrie just comments on like the whole time. She's like, I can't stop looking at that elephant kid. He's so cute. And he's the kid
The
from Deer.
practical costuming and effects
He's the
have been top notch here.
He's the kid from that Dear Santa movie with Jack Black where he accidentally writes the letter to Satan instead of Santa.
Is that him?
That's him.
Wow.
Yep.
That's great. Great for him.
All right, and what do you think about Jude Law? He's definitely like wielding the force, but he's like a bad guy, and now he's got a lightsaber.
Yeah, Jude Law is nailing it here. I mean, he's a fantastic actor. And he's putting it on display here.
Yeah.
Leading this cast of kids. Everything is going right.
I had a funny like thought to myself where like a friend of his like calls him. He's like, "How's work today?" He's like, "Well, I'm working on that Star Wars kid show, so you know how that goes." And it's just like,
man, when what's his name, Wim, opens that lightsaber upside down. Oh my god.
I thought
Hilarious.
they were like this close to pulling the Rick and Morty episode where they just keep dropping the lightsaber directly upside down like this.
Yeah.
And every time they do that, it goes straight down to it ends the world. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. I
man.
guess they're doing it. Like, I mean, we're 5 episodes in. You know how many episodes we get on this? Let's find out.
Man, not many more, I don't think.
Just a couple more. Let's
8?
I'll confirm. Good old IMDb. All right, here we go. There will be 8 episodes.
8.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you got some really great directors on this.
Oh yeah, look at that. I'm looking forward to the number 6 right there. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah,
You know it's going to be a banger.
it will. It'll
All
have
all of her episodes of
the
The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Oh my god, they were so good.
And then you got John Watts. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so 8 episodes of Skeleton Crew, and we'll be talking about them on the podcast. And yeah, Danny Patron, if you're listening to this one, it's about time. We're gonna need you to watch it.
We're getting close.
If you haven't watched it, you're hearing us say you should watch it, so maybe we can convince you. And then we need you and every other Star Wars fan out there to let us know what you're thinking of Skeleton Crew. I know personally I'll be like looking into Star Wars Explained is up the podcast. Well, they were a resource that I used when we did our big Star Wars timeline episode. I'm going to be going to them to maybe try to peel back the layers a little bit and get some more character info. And I feel like I'm missing some like lore and nods here and there that would be kind of fun to, it's fun to piece together like, what is this old Republic world? Like, why aren't they taught the history? Who's the master controller of all these things is what you're starting to ask. And like, what are these Aten planets? Like,
Yeah.
and then the Jude Law pirate side is a whole nother side.
I think I probably looked this up before, but I don't recall where this falls in the timeline. And
Right.
where does this go? Is this just a standalone thing? Is this something that can continue? Are we going to do a different thing and maybe pull some of these characters out? You know, is this something that happened a long time ago? Is this something that's happening in the, current, episode 9-ish canon? Or is this like between episode 6 and 7?
Looks like it's
Okay.
the Star Wars series Skeleton Crew takes place in the Star Wars timeline 9 years after the battle
of Yavin.
Yes,
Yavin.
Yavin, whenever the Death Star blew up. So 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi, when Luke Skywalker wins. This is only 5 years later. This is
the Luke Skywalker could show up in this.
Yes, anybody. Han.
Yeah.
Leia.
Mando.
Yeah, I would say Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Fennec Shang.
Wow.
There you go. So like they're I think that's smart too. Keep it all right there. And then we got
we could get Darth Vader in this thing.
You get Darth Vader's out doing his thing. Obi-Wan Kenobi? We had the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah. And who is Jude Law's character? Is he a youngling from the episode 3 that got away after Order 66?
Right.
Found his own way?
Like he's the guy that like pushed the elevator button for Grogu or something.
Who knows? Wow. I mean, so many mysteries.
Exactly. But I think that like not getting bogged down by that stuff either is what this show has going for it. Like, can you keep it elusive, but keep like a story going? You know, how much do you need that scratch versus like, hey, do we want Skeleton Crew season 2? You know, it might be.
Yeah.
Because now you got this like stranger cast type ensemble where, all right, let's watch these kids go through like crazy missions and maybe have like a bigger impact or something.
Yeah. But by the time we make a second season, they're all going to be looking like they're 25.
Yeah, with those just like really rough mustaches that are basically just lines.
Yeah. I'm excited though. I want to see where this goes in the Star Wars as a whole. If it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Does it have to go anywhere? It doesn't really have to. This could be its own thing.
Yeah.
It's standing well on its own right now.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's just episode to episode. You just don't know where it's going to go. I'm excited. Like right now, like those kids fell into a hole. Like where are we going to go from here? Like, you're going to meet some other
hole full of spikes and,
they're all dead.
Acid.
Oh man, that was pretty dark when he killed all those pirates with the acid.
Yeah. Fill the acid back up.
You knew it was getting dark.
That was a little dark.
And then he puts the knife to the young girl's throat and it's like, here we go. Like it's like full on bad guy. I don't need these kids anymore. I'll just go get the treasure and get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep watching. We're having fun. Let us know if you are as well. Skeleton Crew Star Wars show on Disney Plus. Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Carrogan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.